Good morning. My name's Fiona and I run Women Together, a networking group for women in business from Central Scotland and beyond. I am a holistic therapist based in Alloa and set up this networking group so that I could get to know women in the area and they could get to know each other during the pandemic in 2020. So I'm joined today by the lovely Tracy Davidson, and Tracy is from Ethical Beauty by Tracy, and I will let her just tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. So, but first of all, good morning, Tracy.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, very well indeed. So tell me, Tracy, I may have got your company name wrong. Tell me a bit about you and what your company is.
So obviously my name's Tracy. I am nearing my 50th year next year. I live in Larbert with my husband, Robin, and my daughter, who's nearly 12, and my little dog, Max. We've been here for 4 years. I'm from, obviously not having a Scottish accent, you will notice. I am from Nottingham originally, not the Midlands, and I kind of the latter part of my life, I lived in London for 25 years, and I lived in Aberdeen for a little bit actually before I moved to Scotland, and then with my parents.
Oh, you've gone on mute. You've gone quiet. Tracy, I've lost you. Oh, so we got to you moved to Aberdeen. Sorry about that.
That was me getting a call in the middle of this. So moved to Aberdeen and then moved down to London for a job opportunity in cosmetics, and ended up just going out for a drink one night and meeting somebody who knew a Scot. It came into the conversation that I used to live in Scotland. He said, "Oh, I know someone who lives in Scotland, let's ring him." And I went, okay. And there I met my husband for the first time on a call on a Friday night after a couple of beers.
Fantastic. What a great story. I love that.
I was always destined to live in Scotland. So we lived in London for 10 years, and then eventually Scotland called me back. So here I am.
Excellent. Superb. So what attracted you then to become, you said you worked in cosmetics, but what attracted you to become self-employed?
I think I've always known, but I didn't know what. When there's something just, I've had a great career in cosmetics. I've been a regional training manager. I've been an area manager. I've been on the counters in cosmetics. I had a great career, but there was always something that I couldn't put my hand on, that I thought, what is it that's not quite sitting right with me? And I don't know whether it's because I just don't like being told what to do, or I like doing my own thing. Because even at 16 years old, when I started my kind of career in retail, I simply fell into it because I didn't know what to do. My dad had worked at John Lewis for 30 years. So I started working at Jessett's in Nottingham, which is now John Lewis. I started working there straight after school at 16. And I kind of liked it, but after the 2-year training course that I did, which was kind of their version of YTS, I kind of decided it wasn't for me. And I went, instead of just being a normal teenager and finding something else, I went to the staff manager and said, do you know what, this isn't for me. I don't know what it is. I'm just not enjoying it anymore. And he gave me 3 months to find another job. And I found a job in admin about a week later, and I didn't like that either. And I just kind of, and then I stumbled into cosmetics and found what I loved to do. I loved the whole beauty thing. I loved helping women feel better. I loved finding a solution to their beauty problems and making them feel and look better. I loved that. I just didn't like being told what to do. So I think I've got the best of both worlds now. I can do I've got all the best bits of the beauty industry, all my 20 odd years of training, plus I'm doing it under my own terms. So I think that's probably what attracted me.
So what made you choose Body Shop at Home then?
Do you know what? I fell upon it. I worked for the Body Shop. When I first moved to Aberdeen, I worked for the Body Shop in the early 90s. And Body Shop at Home started in 1995, which is just when I left the Body Shop.
All that time?
Yeah, 1995 it started. So that's why I didn't know about it, because I started working for Christian Dior as a consultant that year. So I left just as Body Shop at Home started, and I loved the Body Shop. I loved the fact that they were against animal testing. I actually had the chance to go to, where was it? I think it might have been Rwanda, or one of the, no, it wasn't Rwanda. It was one of the Eastern European countries, Romania, that had all the orphanages. But I decided against it because I just didn't, at that age, I just didn't think emotionally I could have coped with it. I kind of wish I had now, but anyway, I decided against it. But I left Body Shop, and that's when I went into the premium cosmetics for 25 years. But I was with another network marketing company, and I was with them for quite a few years, and something just wasn't quite right. I wasn't getting where I wanted to be with it. And they didn't sell cosmetics, makeup, and I was trained as a makeup artist, and I thought, you know what, I want to add makeup into the mix here. So I literally just searched the internet for ethical beauty companies that sold makeup that I could do from home. And I think the first one that came up was Mary Kay, and I looked into it and I thought, well, they're not ethical, they sell in China. So I thought, right, okay. So I just kept searching, and Body Shop at Home came up, and I thought, if I'd have known Body Shop at Home, I would have been doing this years ago. And it kind of just snowballed from there. I put it into my group with my other company and said, what do you think if I started, working with Body Shop at Home? And the response was just, oh my God, yes, absolutely. We'll definitely be buying. Used to use Body Shop years ago. Love it, love it, love it. And that was it. And I've never looked back.
When you worked in the shop in Aberdeen, then, was that in the Fuzzy Peach and Dewberry days?
Oh yes, Fuzzy Peach, Dewberry, the whole kind of fragrance bar with all the oils on that all the kids pour.
You take your bottle back and get it refilled.
A refill, yeah.
And I remember they used to do these little oil things that you put in the bath as well. My mother used to go crazy at those.
Bath pearls.
Yeah, because they'd make the bath oily and then it would stick to it as well.
Yeah. It's dangerous.
Absolutely. I was a big fan of the Fuzzy Peach and Dewberry days, I have to say.
Do you know what? If I got £1 for every time I was asked to bring Dewberry back, I would be a millionaire by now. We keep asking, so hopefully one day it'll come back.
Hilarious. So what do you love most about your job then, Tracy?
There's kind of two parts to my job, because it's network marketing. There's the selling side, the customer group, and then there's my team. And I guess I'd have to answer that in two separate.
Okay, go for that. That's perfect.
In terms of why I joined, because I wanted to help customers with their beauty concerns. That is my favourite part. I love working with somebody, giving them samples, working out what's wrong, what they need to change, and then building up from there, and then getting the reviews, the before and after photographs of this is what my skin was like before, this is what it's like afterwards. That is just solving a problem is what I love most about my customer group. And then in terms of my team, just seeing my team members do the same thing and flourish, and getting them to see that they can earn money from home as well in the beauty industry, and they can pay for the things, the extras for their family that they maybe couldn't afford before, and that's lovely to see as well.
No, that is a really nice thing. So do you think then, you obviously have your background we've spoken about is really in cosmetics. Yeah, so does somebody need to have a background in cosmetics then to succeed in what you do?
I don't think they do. I think you've got to obviously have a love for cosmetics. You've got to love what you sell, otherwise, because I always think of selling not as, when somebody says to me, I'm not a very good seller, I think, well, you don't have to sell. You just have to try the products and love the products yourself and recommend them. And I think that's where people get a bit sort of confused, thinking I can't sell. But actually, if you watched a good series on Netflix, you would just turn around to a friend and say, oh my God, you've got to watch this. I watched this last night. It's really good. And it's no different with trying a new moisturizer or trying a new lipstick. You try it, you love it, you recommend it.
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, I'm also in network marketing. I sell cleaning products, and they're sold by the people who use them.
Yes.
Because people say, oh my God, you want to see what I clean my bathroom with now? It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's how. Exactly. I know you're a fan. So,
I am.
So what skills do you think people do need then
I think you need to be open. You need to be prepared to put yourself out of your comfort zone, I think, a little bit, because there's no growth in the comfort zone, as you everybody knows. So I think you need to be prepared to try things that maybe scare you a little bit. I think you need to love cosmetics. I think you need to be open to meeting new people. You don't necessarily need to be outgoing and confident, because that comes with time. I think the amount of people, I mean, there's nearly 900 consultants in our region now. And when I see the posts of some of them saying, when I joined, I didn't have any confidence. I wouldn't go live in my group. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. And now I'm doing X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
So I think you just have to have an openness to want to do something different, really. Everything else comes, but you've got to be open in the first place.
absolutely. Just that openness to personal growth, really, isn't it?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
and that comes through confidence for sure. So
Absolutely.
obviously we've discussed or just mentioned the fact that it's an MLM, and for those of people who don't know what that is, that's a multi-level marketing company.
Mm,
And often they get bad press.
yeah.
So why do you think that is, and why are you successful at what you do?
I think MLM gets a bad press because there's a lot of false hope out there. I think there's a lot of false advertising by everybody in every company. I don't think it's particularly to one company. I think network marketing has got a bad press because there's posts out there that people say, go on your phone for half an hour a week and you can earn this much money. And it's a lie. It's, at the end of the day, MLM, building a business, is building a business, whether you're doing it with an MLM, whether you're doing it from scratch yourself and making your own products or selling your own products. Building a business is building a business. It's not, you can't just put a few posts in a group and expect to making £1,000 a week. And I'm always honest with people when they join and say, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is going to take time. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take time to build your customer base. It's going to take time for people to buy the products and try them and see if they like them, and then they'll come back for more. It's not get rich quick. And I think that's where the bad press has come from. I think there's been a lot of false hope put out there.
Yeah, and I guess it's also in that building your business in an authentic and organic way, isn't it? About people coming to you rather than you chasing people. And the most
Absolutely.
successful network marketers are the organic, authentic type.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I join a lot of women's groups. I'm in an amazing community of women around me as well, who I met through being in a choir. And that was kind of how it started, because I think all businesses start with relationship building. And I had those relationships there before I started my business.
Mhm.
And I think if you concentrate on building relationships rather than selling your business, the business will come naturally. You just have to build the relationships first,
Yeah, for sure.
and not approach people just saying, would you like to join my group? Would you like to buy from me? Build a relationship with people and find out if it's something they would want before you ask them.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how often I get people coming to me to sell me cosmetics, or not cosmetics, but skincare products and they haven't done their homework.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you're the same. Yeah.
Yes.
So because
Yeah.
if they'd even had taken a second to look at my profile, they'd see that I already sell it.
Yeah. I know. I just block people like that.
However, people will use, and I understand that people will use different things, because I sell products, but I will buy still from Tropic and the Body Shop and things like that.
Yeah.
So I still do buy products from people, but it's my main business, so I'm not going to join there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is it that makes you successful at it then? What do you think? What do you bring to the party?
I think because I focus on relationships rather than sales. I focus on interaction in my group, which again is building relationships. I will put a sales post up maybe once a day, but not every day. I don't just focus on that. I focus on building relationships, and I'm exactly the same with my team. I won't go on about them about, you haven't put sales through, you haven't done this. I just concentrate on the relationship side of it. So we'll have a team meeting in Messenger every Monday morning at 11, and some will join some weeks and some will, it's whether they can join or not. But it's everything to me is about relationship building. And I think if you look at it like that, I will concentrate on helping my team build their business rather than me building mine, because I feel at the end of the day that my business will come if I concentrate on somebody else's success.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's been so successful.
Excellent. And obviously, we've now been at home for more than a year. How has lockdown affected your business, Tracy?
It's been absolutely mental. That's all I can say. We've gone from around 30,000 consultants to over 80,000 during the pandemic.
Wow.
It's been challenging for stock because we couldn't have predicted. Well, they predict a year in advance, of course, for stock projections, sales projections. So A, we couldn't have predicted the pandemic. B, we couldn't have predicted that it was going to be so successful for us. So yeah, I think it's had a massive positive effect for us as a company. I mean, we're actually taking more at home now than the shops take. Even before the pandemic, we were at a point where Body Shop at Home was doing better than the bricks and mortar shops.
And I guess that has a sort of a mixed sort of effect, doesn't it? Because we really want to be able to return to our high streets.
We do.
And just in general, I mean, I love a wee look around the shops. I have to say, I'm not much of a shopper, but I do like to go look around little shops and other shops, and so I'm really looking forward to that myself.
I'm looking forward to getting back to doing my parties again, my home parties, because that's kind of like taking a shop into somebody's home.
Yeah.
They can try and smell and feel and touch all the products. So
yeah. I've had many Body Shop parties over the years. Many.
Well, I'll book you for when we can have one again then.
And we also, I also used to have them at my guides as well for fundraisers, and they were always.
I've done one at my daughter's brownies a couple of times, for fundraising. Yeah.
In fact, Audrey MacDonald, who was our Body Shop at Home rep when I was in Angus, well, she was our local one. She was really good to the Rainbows and Brownies and Guides. She did lots of fundraisers for them, but obviously it worked out well for her too. So it was in fact, I still get a message from her now saying, "Oh, do you want your Body Shop advent calendar?" I'm like, "Oh well, no, actually, I got it from Tracy." So there we go. So Tracy, talking about sales and all these sort of things, what is your best seller in Body Shop? What's your best seller? Never mind Body Shop's best seller. What's
my best seller? Well, I've got two really. I've got the chamomile cleansing butter. Is absolutely brilliant. It's only £11, and I think Clinique do a very similar one for £24.
Well,
it's half the price, well, less than half the price. It lasts you for months, and it literally melts your makeup away. So that, and the peels, so they're like a chemical peel rather than mechanical, so they haven't got a grain in them, they're just liquid, and they just remove the dead skin from the top of the top layer of the skin, and they're great for your feet as well, with spring coming up.
Absolutely.
Already.
Absolutely. That being my trade, I understand why they're good on your feet too.
Yes.
So tell me about your customer group then, because you've talked about that quite a lot, about inviting people. Tell me about your customer group. How can people find out about your customer group?
So on my Facebook profile, there's 2 or 3 different links there for you to click on and join. My customer group is not a sales, I mean, I do put sales posts on because obviously people have got to know what I sell, but it's more focused around beauty tips. I've just done one about eight mistakes you could be making when you're applying a mask, and just, I concentrate a lot on, I'm using my training from my past to be able to give tips to customers. And so I won't always add a sales post onto that. It'll just be, giving value without a sale. And I have a lot of business women in there that have their own businesses as well. And I have what I call Work It Wednesday, where other women have the chance to share their business in my group as well, which I've actually just stopped because I think because it's not a group that's known for networking,
Mhm.
I think people were missing the post. So what I've decided to do is every Wednesday just let one person post about their group and a link and a picture and a basically an offer if they want to do that. So I'm a big advocate for, I do a lot of charity work as well. I did a lot at Christmas. We did a virtual Christmas charity fair, which we raised nearly £1,000 for local charities.
Yeah, that was really good.
I love doing things like that as well. So my group's very, very interactive, not salesy at all.
And some funny posts too, I might add. So you do put some
I
funny
do
posts.
like to bring my sense of humour into there as well, yeah.
So what does the future look like for you, Tracy?
I would like to think that in a couple of years' time, I would be at a region level, which is where I've got 14 area managers in my downline.
Okay.
It seems quite a big thing to want to achieve, but consistency is key at the end of the day. I've got quite a few people in my team now that want to be area manager and above. So it's just now working with them to get them to where they want to be. I'm not in any massive rush to do it. I'm just going to let it, like you said at the beginning, let it grow organically, not force it. I think there's a lot of people in our region that have become higher up managers than me a lot quicker. But for me, I would rather do it. I would rather build my business slowly.
Organic growth lasts.
100%. Yeah. I don't want people to join my team because they've felt pressured to do it. I want them to do it because they want to do it,
Okay, so if people wanted to join your team, then how would they go about doing that? Would they contact you through your normal links in your profile?
Yep. Contact me through my normal links. I have got on my profile, there's a group called the Body Shop at Home Region Titans Opportunity, and it's basically a group where there's lots of posts about with testimonials from people in the region already. There's posts about all the freebies and the commission. It's basically just, you can have a bit of a nosy to decide whether you want to join or not. And then if you decide you want to, then you can just get in touch with me and I can get you started.
Great. So there you have it then, Tracy, a perfect example of how multi-level marketing can work if you put your focus on building relationships rather than making money, and it will happen organically. So, I mean, you are a fantastic example of how this works, Tracy, and your business is a testament to the work that you put in. So thank you very much for coming along to chat to us this morning.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, Fiona.
You're absolutely welcome. And I will drop your links in underneath this post, but as Tracy says, if you want to get in touch with her, just look her up, Tracy Davidson, on Facebook, and you will find all your links on her profile. Absolutely. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll be back with another interview soon. Bye.
Bye.